Hello, everyone. I'm just watching a video of people strolling around in the streets of Cairo. Let's see. Their arms move pretty normal. Legs move pretty normal. I don't get it. I don't see what's so special about walking like an Egyptian. Hello, everyone. Welcome to VidTube Vibe. I'm your host, Jonny B. Now, when you mention the Bangles, you usually get either one of two responses. Either people hang their heads and say, next year is going to be our year. Or they usually say, oh, you're talking about that group of girls. No, hang on one second. I got to fix that. Hang on. All right, that's bad. That's more what I'm talking about. The all-female pop rock band from the 80s that achieved iconic status with videos like Manic Monday, Hazy Shade of Winter, In Your Room, Eternal Flame, and of course, Walk Like an Egyptian. The group formed in Los Angeles in December 1980, which, interestingly enough, was the same month that John Lennon was assassinated. By 1981, their lineup had been finalized with Vicky Peterson on guitars, Debbie Peterson on drums, Annette Zelinskas on bass, and Susanna Hoffs on guitar and vocals. They originally went by the name The Colors and then later changed their name to The Bangs. But because there was another band already established called The Bangs, they decided to add the LES to the end of their name, and then they became the Bangles. After some missteps with recording labels, the band signed with Columbia Records, but not before the departure of bassist Annette Zelinskas. She was replaced by female bass player Michael Steele just in time for the recording of their first album, All Over the Place, which was released in 1984. The band became popular very quickly, and in late 1985 began recording their follow-up album, Different Light, which was released in January 1986 and contained the song Walk Like an Egyptian. When songwriter Liam Sternberg was crossing the English Channel on a ferry one day, the waves were extremely choppy and the ferry was bouncing around and rolling from side to side. And while he was sitting there, he noticed that people were having a hard time because of how the boat was moving. They were having a hard time getting around the boat. And it struck him as interesting that the way the people looked when they were trying to balance themselves and trying to grab onto things, they kind of resembled the people in Egyptian hieroglyphs. So he grabbed a little notebook and he wrote in it, Walk Like an Egyptian. Later on, when he finally had the chance to sit down, he found that phrase and he wrote an entire song around it. He offered the song to Tony Basil at first. You know Tony Basil. Yes, that Tony Basil. But she turned it down. Sternberg offered the song to others, but it was David Kane, the producer for the Bangles, who got a copy of it, and he really liked the demo and thought it was a rather unique song, so he presented it to the Bangles and they agreed to record it. The single for Walk Like an Egyptian was released in September 1986 and had reached the #1 spot by December 20th, where it stayed there for 4 weeks. Ultimately, the song would become the #1 song of 1987, due in no small part to its heavy rotation, or the video's heavy rotation, on MTV. All right, so let's get to Walk Like an Egyptian by the Bangles.
Okay, we're going to do one more. Yeah!
That is drummer Debbie Peterson playing the tambourine. She plays the drums on the song, but I guess to get her some more camera time, they just had her up at the front of the stage playing tambourine. That is guitarist Vicky Peterson. She'll be singing the first verses for us. And yes, her and Debbie Peterson are sisters. I don't know if I mentioned that before or not. So Vicky Peterson, guitar player, Debbie Peterson, the drummer, are sisters. Don't you know, if they move too quick, they're falling down like a domino. All the buzz are men by the Nile. We got the money on a bet. Called crocodiles, they snap their teeth on your cigarette. Foreign types with the hookah pipe say, walk like an Egyptian. So apparently, the director, Gary Weiss, grabbed the film crew and went through the streets of New York City one day and asked as many people as he could if they could walk like Egyptians so he could film them. And what you're seeing is, I guess, some of that. I don't know how many people he filmed, but some of them made it into the video. Bassist Michael Steele doing the second set of verses. Now, I also need to point out that when they recorded this song, from what I read, producer David Kane had each of the girls sing the song, and then he decided to, after listening to, because he wanted to know who should be the lead singer on the song, he decided he would let each of them sing a verse. So he decided Vicky would sing, he would keep Vicky's singing of verse 1, and then would keep Michael's singing of verse 2, and then keep Susanna's singing of the final verses, which means that Debbie's singing was left out completely from the recording. And from what I understood, she was not at all happy about it, and I can't say that I blame her. I'd be a little upset too.
Egyptian. All the kids in the marketplace say, walk like an Egyptian.
Oh, that's Muammar Gaddafi doing, I guess that's a shot from his lesser known video, Walk Like a Libyan. Not too many people know about that one. I don't know if that's really Debbie Peterson whistling on the recording. I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying I just don't know. And the final verse is sung by Susanna Hoffs. And then you pull it back like it's hard to know. So strike a pose on a Cadillac. If you want to find all the cops that are hanging out in the donut shop, they sing and dance. They spin the club cruise down the block. All the Japanese that they and the party boys call the Kremlin. And the Chinese know they walk the line like Egyptian. All the cops in the donut shop say, walk like an Egyptian. Walk like an Egyptian. Susanna, that's not even fair. All right, actually, I do want to go back a little bit, so hang on one sec. So I'm going to play this part again. And I just want you to notice the close up on Susanna's face and her eyes going back and forth. It's probably one of the most remembered parts of the video. And I'm going to explain how that came to be in 1 second.
Walk like an Egyptian. Walk like an Egyptian.
So that right there of her looking from left to right to left and back again was not done on purpose. The director had no idea she was going to do it. He was filming the band. I'm sure when you film a music video, you must play this whole song countless amounts of times during the day so they can get all the different shots. And this time he was filming them, but they had no idea that he was doing a tight shot on each one of their faces. And when she sung this part, she just happened to look left, look right, look far, all the way left, all the way right, all the way left and back. And he liked it so much that he kept it in the final cut of the video. The reason why Susanna did this is because even though she must have played in front of people a bajillion times, my understanding is she still has a fear of playing in front of people and singing in front of people. And one of her ways to deal with that is to just keep looking around at the audience. I think it's like a strategy that she used to use, maybe she still does today, of trying to alleviate some of the anxiety that she has about being on stage in front of people. It helps her, I don't know, maybe it helps her focus, helps her calm down, I'm not sure. But they were filming in front of a live audience when they filmed the video, and she was doing that as part of her strategy, and she had no idea that the camera was right on her face when she was doing it. And it turned out to be probably one of the most iconic parts of this whole video, what people remember the most about this video. I'm sure many guys like myself will never forget that part of the video. The video was nominated for Best Group Video at the 1987 MTV Music Video Awards, but lost out to Wild Wild Life by the Talking Heads. The Bangles had some hits on subsequent albums, hits like Hazy Shade of Winter and Eternal Flame, but they could never achieve the success that they got from Different Light. They broke up in 1989 and eventually reformed in 1998. Bassist Michael Steele left the band in 2005, and after a string of short-term bass players, the original bass player, Annette Zelinskas, rejoined the band in 2018. The band still tours and occasionally releases new material to this day. Well, that concludes another music video revisit. If you liked what you saw, please hit the like and subscribe button below, and you'll be notified when a new video comes out. Anyway, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next video from VidTube Vibe.